What is good, beautiful soul, good viber? It is your girl Esther Joy coming at you with another video, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about what I've learned from breaks. And I mean breakdowns, I mean breakups, I mean actual breaks, whether it be from work or relationships and school. I'm going to be talking about what I've learned from breaks, and I hope that this will help somebody, maybe share some insight, maybe you can share your insight, food for thought. You already know all of that good stuff. Let's just get into it. So, what have I learned from breaks? Well, I've learned a lot. So, I've learned that generally speaking, I'm seeing the habits or the patterns, right, that cause me to break. Does that make sense? And so, I mean, we all have a breaking point, and I think this is a really important factor or thing to know for yourself in order to maintain a balanced life. So that's pretty much, like, that's it. You're done. Good job watching the video. Congratulations. That is the moral of the story. Yeah, so I can share, of course, a couple of examples, but I really want to keep it pretty straight to the point. That there is a threshold, there is a moment that I've learned, and especially me, I've learned from my habits and patterns that I take on a lot. And then I am pretty good at juggling for a pretty decent amount of time until I'm not. And then I usually get overwhelmed or tend to pick up habits to cope with the overwhelming amount of energy or things that I am processing in sometimes not the most healthiest ways. And then this combination of overwhelm and unhealthy coping mechanisms lead to a break. Again, a mental break, a emotional break, a job, a break, a social break, that's usually how it is. So it's like too much at once, and then can't really balance it and break. So what have I learned, and what am I trying to and I think that there's a purpose for breaks, right? Whether it's in a relationship or in life, when you take a break off of work, they are serving a purpose. And generally speaking, breaks, I've learned, have helped me at the end of the day perform better. What do I mean by this? Well, quite literally, I just am. Like, after I take a break, I usually kind of feel like, well, this isn't the best way to put it, but I kind of feel like, well, I took that break, now it's time for me to get back on working, But also, I now have this knowledge and insight of why did I have to take that break in the first place. Sometimes for me, it's when I'm doing a lot of things and I have to take a break because it's just so much. And I have struggled with this, and this is something I'm learning actively and looking to improve on and see where I can implement more mini breaks. I've learned this with working with my peers on projects. When we work for like 4-hour sessions and design sprints, when we're just sitting down there working, we've learned to implement breaks in between. So every half hour and every 2 hours we take a larger break. But this honestly just helps us regulate and balance our body more so that we are better able to work for a longer period of time and be more productive and produce more quality. So breaks are important. Breaks are really important. And I'm so thankful to be able to talk to you a little bit about what I've learned through taking breaks, because it has been a journey. I've learned not to feel guilty taking breaks. I think this was a big thing that I felt guilty taking breaks, and I'm learning I don't have to. So yeah, I hope that this video is giving you value, that you're finding some insight that maybe you needed to hear. Or maybe if you are like me and you're going through this and you're going through it, and maybe you are taking a break from school. I took a break from college in my last semesters of graduating because I realized that I wasn't actually balanced in the way I was tackling things. It wasn't sustainable for me to mentally be processing all of that, then working on my business and all of 1, 2, 3, and I had to take a break. And a part of me is still getting over feeling guilty for taking breaks, because a bigger part of me is realizing that a healthy coping mechanism is taking a break and allowing myself to rest. And what do I do when I'm on a break? Well, if it's a mental breakdown, it's usually me trying to just be with my emotions and allow them to be heard, because a lot of the times, you bottle up things and you yourself may not even know what's going on in your subconscious and the emotions that are flowing or why you feel a certain way. So allowing yourself the space to just sit with your emotions and to acknowledge them and to hear them is so powerful. We've also taken breaks in relationships because we realize that we've reached a point where we need to retreat within ourselves and see if this connection is worth investing more energy into it. This idea of taking a break or having a break or, breaking down in some way is really for your betterment, for a more solid foundation. And I think I'm learning that, and I'm so thankful to be able to share this with you so that you also can, you get the message. Feel good, take breaks often. Okay, they're an important part of actually being productive and maintaining balance in your life. I'm learning this. I am learning this. And that's what I wanted to share with you. So thank you so much for watching. You can press a thumbs up if you want to. And, share what you've learned with breaks and all of that stuff, okay? I've learned a lot about where my breaking point is so I can better balance myself and take a break before I break down. All right, so I'm still learning, and I'm so thankful to be able to share this information with you. And now I'm just rambling. Love you, Good Vibers. Subscribe if you haven't already to officially join the Good Vibes Delivery family. But without further ado, I love you. God bless. Namaste.